money to
We can share the expenses.
okay, so
Okay. Okay, that was a good effort. That was a good effort, Kwang. You gave a direct answer. You said you prefer traveling with your friends, and you gave us two reasons. Making memories together, and you can share expenses. I would like you to try and connect those sentences using more connecting words. So you might say, I prefer traveling with people um, because you did use because we can make a lot of memories together and we can share expenses since we can then divide it equally between friends. So try to use since, because, although, however in your sentences to add those reasons. Okay, let's see who is going to do your assessment. And it's going to be Chloe. Chloe, do you think there were a lot of pronunciation mistakes?
I think no.
Okay. And then any grammatical mistakes?
Mm, I think no.
Okay. Did he include direct answer and extra information?
Yes.
And do you think the answer was long enough?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, that's good. Thank you so much, Chloe. Thank you so much, Guangdong. Guangdong, I see you are shaking your head. And you know, your answer was long enough. Remember, part one is not part two. You don't have to speak for 2 minutes. Your answer was long enough. You gave a direct answer and you gave two examples. It was three sentences basically. The only thing I would suggest is you did make some grammatical mistakes. So practice on using those connecting words and sequencing words to make it sound more fluent, and then try and use the correct verb forms. Decide what tense is necessary to answer this question, and then make sure you use the correct forms of the verbs as well. Otherwise, I also agree your pronunciation is good, and you gave a direct answer and extra information, and your answer was long enough. We just need to work on the grammar structures a bit. Very good effort. Okay. We are now going to move on to part two questions. But before we do you have any questions regarding part one? Is there something that you still need more information on or clarification or sequencing words and connecting words? Now is your chance to ask a question if you need to. Any questions on part one? Okay, good. So let's now move on to part two. So remember, this will be your task card that you receive, and then you get 1 minute to plan and write your notes. You can either write or prepare bullet point notes or a mind map, and you are allowed to look at your notes. You're not allowed to read from them, but you can glance down to your notes if you struggle to remember what to say next. Okay, so let's look at this question. I'm going to ask Huang, are you with us? Are you back?
Yes.
Ah, good. Can you read this task card to everyone, please?
Uh, Describe an exciting journey you once took. You should say when and where you went on the journey. What kind of transport you used? What happened on the journey? and explain what you remember most about the journey.
So this is going to be very exciting. Thank you so much, Huang. So remember our first step in this strategy. We have to read this task card very carefully. And the first thing I want to point out is you have to talk about a journey you once took. So this must be somewhere you already went. Okay, it's not something you plan to go or somewhere you plan to go to still in the future. You have to speak as if you've been there already, even if you haven't gone anywhere. Okay. So let's look at an outline. How are you going to plan your notes? What should be included? Let's look at when and where. What are you going to write here, Chloe?